And welcome everybody to another One Up XP Show podcast. Today we are getting into a second high school esports program, and this one's close to home to me, just down the road from me here, and from anybody in Cadillac, Michigan. And really, Northern Michigan doesn't have too many high school esports programs, but this school has been around a while with the esports program. So we'll introduce them all and jump into them in just a bit, but first we got to get to that intro. And here we are with the One Up XP Show. I am Michael Stevens, a.k.a. Flake of Wrath, and I'm joined by the Marion Esports team in Marion, Michigan. But the Marion High School has Marion Esports. Like, what? I could not believe it when I first saw it. I'm not going to lie, just because I didn't think, Marion had an esports team. But here you all are, and I do want to say thank you guys for coming out so much for this. I appreciate it. And hold on. For some reason, you're all muted, and I don't know why. Did I do that? Oh, no. There you guys. Perfect. For some
I muted
reason.
myself.
Oh, you did? See, you guys are so nice. You're even so kind as to mute yourself, even though you didn't have to. But welcome, everybody. I got Coach Mayer up here in the top left, and then I have some of the team down here in the bottom left. If you guys want to introduce yourself so we all know a voice with a face here.
I'm Chris Mayer. I'm one of the coaches at Marion.
I'm Trey Davis. I'm one of the players.
I'm Trever, one of the team players.
I'm Jacob Gingrich. I'm the other coach.
I'm Eric Williams, the team captain.
Welcome. I appreciate you all being here. This is, with esports, everything is new to everyone, right? And this is the first time that I've had a coach and the team on together, two coaches and the team on together. So welcome, everybody. I appreciate you all being here. Marion, Michigan, the high school, the esports team, you guys are part of MySEF, which is a huge thing. And we're going to dive into it more, but this goes out straight for Coach right away. Chris, give us the background on the Marion program and how it came to be and how you became the coach.
So I came to Marion a couple of years ago, and Eric, who doesn't have a face right now, but it's definitely here, found out that I enjoyed a game or two after work on a regular basis, and then started to bug me in the hall relentlessly, even though I didn't have him in any classes, until I agreed to do kind of a pilot program last year with MySEF's Fortnite duos.
Okay.
So basically it was student initiated, student led. I was basically just in the room making sure that they weren't doing anything stupid, and it was met with a lot of success and a lot of interest. So we brought that success and interest to the administration, then the school board, and we got it approved for this year as a club for 2 seasons. So we are just about wrapping up our first official season, not next week, but the week after.
Nice.
And then we're looking forward to another season in the spring as well.
And that's what I love about esports. And I say, at the beginning of the show, I said you guys have been one of the, the forefront. There's not many high school esports teams. And you have to remember, just 3-4 years ago, esports was kind of taking off, and there was maybe a handful of high schools in the whole state of Michigan with teams. And now you guys are, seeing many high schools now starting to join the ranks, but you guys were there first. Marion, Michigan had an esports team before many big schools. And that to me is awesome. And I love that they bothered you enough to figure out you played games and get this led by the students, and then, with the coach, and you guys saw success from the higher up saying, yeah, let's run with this. Let's see what we can do. Because I'm not going to lie to you, there's a lot of kids in high school right now, and it's kind of with your generation, guys, that, kids now play games on a regular basis. They're born with video games in their hands almost, if you will. It's kind of a cultural thing now. And it's cool that you guys have that team and you have really success going into your first season. So what is the goal for the esports program there in Marion, Coach Mayer?
Because we're new, getting the word out, building up the number of players that we have, we were able to field 2 teams of Rocket League and 2 teams of Valorant this year.
Mhm.
But if we just have like 1 or 2 people who can't play after school one day, or if we have conflicts with other sports, then we do risk forfeiting because we just don't have the number of players to run subs as well.
Right.
So starting to build the program, get a few more student athletes involved in that is kind of like the immediate goal. And yeah, to go from there.
So now I'm assuming you're a teacher as well. You're also a cross country coach.
Correct.
So what do you teach there at Marion?
I have English and social studies between the middle and the high school.
So not only are you a teacher, you're an esports coach and a cross country coach.
Yes.
Would some say you have a lot on your plate?
Yeah, it's one of the things I like a lot about smaller schools in general, because I get to do a lot of different things
Right.
instead of just, I teach one subject all day, and maybe if I'm lucky, I get an extracurricular activity. I get to see the students here in a bunch of different aspects of both school and extracurricular life.
So where are you from originally?
Byron Center area, so just south of Grand Rapids.
Okay. So this is you came up here a few years back?
Yep.
So this is a little bit of a change for you.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I mean, you don't have Grand Rapids right at your back door or front door, if you will, but yeah, I mean, it's cool that you came up here. You love the small school aspect and you're doing all those things on your plate. Yeah, it might seem like a lot, but trust me, those kids notice that and will forever cherish that. So, I mean, that good work for you on that part because, it's tough kind of juggling all 3 of those things. Now, this question is for the kids here. So I got a question for you guys, and here's the I don't know if you've pondered this just yet. I don't know where you guys are at in your high school careers, but are you guys looking to see this into or continue your esports stuff into college, whether it's gaming or whether it's just kind of deep diving into more of the social aspect or the design aspect or the broadcasting aspect of esports? Oh, you're muted.
Yes, DJ.
There
Sorry.
you go. No, you're good.
Um,
See, I love that you're so kind, but you forgot to unmute yourself. Let your beautiful voices shine.
I'm probably, if I go to college, I'm probably going to try to join an esports team, whatever college I go to.
Uh-huh.
Most of the colleges I've been to actually have an esports team, thankfully, but I don't know exactly what college I'm going to yet. So if I were to, then I probably would look for a college with an esports team.
Is there something in that you're looking to chase in particular?
Yeah, I just kind of want to get better at video games, really. That's
Okay.
all I chase when I play.
Gotcha.
esports.
What about you, Eric? And I'm sorry, I totally forgot your name.
His name is Trever.
Trevor. Sorry, Trevor. I'm so sorry about that. But what about you? Are you looking to continue on in college?
Yeah.
Well, do you have any colleges in mind that you think you'd look?
Not
look to
really.
go? No, not yet. What about
so-
you, Eric?
So right now I want to like try to go get good in Overwatch. I'm trying to get GM right now
Uh-huh.
on tank. And then if I go to college, I'm planning on going to Central for their broadcast for their production for like news.
Yeah, they have a great program. I have a lot of friends that have come from Central for that. I myself had the idea of going to Central, but I wanted to play hockey and baseball in college, and I went to another school in Wisconsin for that. But when I went to school, video games weren't an option yet. So otherwise, I probably would have taken that path. But yeah, I mean, Grandmaster, how close are you?
Well, right. Well, I'm going for masters. I think I'm like 200 SR away right now.
Ooh.
So I'm trying to get up there.
Well, I can get some of these colleges on the horn for you. You achieve that, we can knock on some doors, brother. We can get you in there. But yeah, that's cool. I like the fact that you guys have ideas already, or kind of what you want to do with those backgrounds. It's definitely going to help you in the long run. And there's a lot of schools right now that are definitely opening the doors for whether you want to play or, like you said, kind of that broadcast background, and then the option to play too on the side. So there's many options for you guys out there. But this kind of goes out for all of you if you want to chime in separately. But what do you guys see in high school esports in the next 5 years? What do you see achievable, or do you guys see Marion really growing a bit more? Do you see high school esports really taking off in the next 5 years or so?
I feel like it's gonna take off for most bigger schools.
Mm-hmm.
I think because of how small our school is, I think you just run into trouble of most students doing 2 or 3 sports.
Right.
And then so we're like, well, I don't really have time to come play because I got 2 practices to go to.
Right. I understand that 100%. I mean, I could barely juggle 3 sports, and I was just a Cadillac. So, I mean, I understand that 100%. Coach, what do you think is going to be out there in the next 5 years, whether it's your school or high school in general?
I would like to see a little more of the local competition starting to pop up
Mm-hmm.
in the esports realm. We are kind of an island in the grand scheme of esports up here. And whether that's due to the technology gap between Northern Michigan and downstate, or if it's just because it is something that kind of starts in an urban area and then moves its way to the rural. It'd be nice to have some scrimmages with like McVeigh or Cadillac
Yeah.
or Mesix, somewhere close. Even though, what we do, we can do virtually anywhere in the state, anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world. It'd be nice to have some local competition.
No, I hear that 100%, man. I've been waiting for Cadillac to pull the trigger on this, or someone bring it up to Cadillac. Trust me, I've been trying to get into some doors, be like, hey, don't be late on this one, guys. Traverse City Central just set up a team. I know that. Elk Rapids just set up a team. So you're starting to see a few more teams kind of pop up, which is good. But you are right. You guys are kind of an island, which, like I said at the beginning, I never would have thought it was Marion. And kudos to you guys for having this program. And like you said, you kind of have to have people kind of catch up. Coach Gingrich, what do you think? Do you think in the next 5 years or so you're going to see things pop up?
I'm hoping it's like it spreads to some of the local ones, like seeing that we can actually handle it. I'd say that it's going to catch on with a bunch of other schools. Maybe not around us just yet, but hopefully in the future.
Right. And like, with you guys being the tech gurus you guys are, that this is something that you can do virtually. You don't have to be in a gym to do this all the time. Even though LANs are super cool to do, I think that's kind of the 5 years down the road thing, once schools kind of realize what they have. But you guys have the pleasure, or I guess I should say the benefit of being able to do this virtually, which is good for esports in general, especially for you guys with not so much local competition, but you can play teams from downstate, or you can play teams like Hale or other teams, maybe even up in the UP. So yeah, even globally, if you wanted to, you could face off that way. So I do think you guys are in the right lane right now. We just got to get more cars around us, if you will, traveling down the highway.
That virtual appeal was one of the biggest benefits to our pitch to the school, particularly started this last year. While we were shut down or while kids are quarantined, they can still participate in these social activities from home as long as that internet access is available. So we did a couple of weeks last year where we were all remote, communicating through Discord, and still able to compete with other schools around the state when the state was shut down. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and that's when I talk with a lot of colleges out there. That virtually they could still do it. The only downside of it was that you're not in the same room together, because there is a certain camaraderie. Like you guys can probably definitely say when you're with each other, playing with each other, it's different than when you're playing one house to another house, or where you guys aren't exactly with each other. Because when I look over at my teammate, there might be a sense of more responsibility. You definitely feel a little bit different or more competitive when you have your teammate next to you, rather than being out, just over comms, where it's just like, I just don't have that feeling or the camaraderie when you're in the same room together. But you are correct, 100% is the silver lining of COVID. You guys could still do esports, whereas other things just weren't feasible. And we are taking a look at the MySEF site here, where you can see this is the league, correct? Or the league that you guys are in for esports?
Correct.
And there's Marion right here. I'm circling it if you can see it on the screen. And then the other only close one is Hale, which Hale is about 2 hours away to our east, so it's quite a ways away. And then you go down state, and there's quite a few other high schools in the league. There's a few, looks like 3 or 4 up in the Eastern UP, or in the UP, I should say, not Eastern UP. There's one, I think, in Luce County. So you can definitely tell we're kind of that island, like you mentioned. But back to the questions here. Student athletes, have any of you played traditional sports before? And if you have, how would you say that stacks up against esports? Is there a big difference between traditional sports and esports, or do you think they're kind of the same?
There's 3 of us who run cross on the team.
Okay.
And no, there's 4 actually. I forgot Aiden. I feel like for the most part, I feel like you think it's the same. Well, I don't know.
That's a tough question because a lot of people will always say that traditional sports are way harder than esports. And I will always argue or fight against that argument because to me, sitting in a seat and practicing and competing day after day after day after is mentally fatiguing. And it's not easy to do over and over again. So, I mean, I was just wondering, or do you guys think that it's, do you think it stacks up there with traditional sports? Is there something different that stands out in your mind?
I think it absolutely can stack up against other sports, but like I think they're really similar in a way where you have to practice to get better at some sports and almost all sports really. Right. And esports, it's really about the practice. That's how you get better and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're 100% correct. I mean, you have to learn how to communicate. You have to learn how to work as a team in order to win. There's so many different building blocks. Just like in traditional sports, you also get them in esports. And to this day, science proves, there's certain things that you don't do in traditional sports that you do in esports, and it is just as demanding as traditional sports. And a lot of people are like, but getting hit by a football player hurts worse. Well, yeah, it hurts, but guess what? Have you ever sat in a chair for 8 hours practicing and getting ready for a competition? It's not exactly easy. Now, I know you guys don't practice 8 hours in a day, but let's be real here. Let's be honest. You practice at school. How many of you go home and play video games when you're at home? So you're still technically practicing, if you will, right? So, I mean, you're always, in this craft, you're always doing something around your game. So it's kind of, I say a little more taxing than a traditional sport in many fashions. Might not be physically demanding, but you know what? I can tell you right now, after a long session of gaming, I am mentally fatigued, and it's tough to focus. It's not easy. So if anyone ever gets on your case about not being a real sport, just say, hey, have you ever played games and, come out mentally exhausted? Yeah, that's a sport. So don't let everybody get on your case about that. What do your parents think? What do your parents think about you guys competing in video games? Like, that's a big question for me. My parents always thought I was kind of crazy when I played Fortnite and they were paying me. They're like, are you serious? But what do your parents think?
My mom thinks it's completely fine.
Yeah.
They're on board?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about you, Eric?
My parents, for the most part, they would rather me not play video games. But I'm at this point of age, I have too much money invested, and I'm gonna be an adult. So we're like, well, I guess we can see where this takes you.
Right. If I'm not gonna lie, Eric. If it does take you somewhere, and you start pocketing some money, I think they'll change your mind a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But no, I mean, for me as a kid, and what I see with a lot of parents, is they think video games are a waste of time. But you guys are learning, big things from this. Not only from your coach, but you're also learning big things that you can take away from life, whether it's going into school and using those building blocks that you get from video games, because you guys can speak firsthand. Communication is key in video games, right? I mean, that's huge. To me, there's something to this that you guys are not only gaining from playing, but you're also gaining in the future steps of your life. It's a huge thing. So it's cool that your parents are cool with that and understanding of it, if you will, Eric. They might not be, they might not see it yet, but trust me, they will, buddy. I promise you. Would you like to follow esports or college or take esports minded classes? Like, yeah, you guys would like to play, but would you guys be interested in an esports degree at a school?
Yeah. Well, I think it's Michigan where we're doing an esports team management minor now.
Yeah, I saw that. They just got a huge grant from Blizzard for $4 million or something like that to have a esports minor, which is like an esports minded thing. But does that interest you, Eric?
Yeah, it does a lot.
What about that really interests you? Like, is there an aspect to that?
I don't know. It's just video games, and I just love U of M. So it's like puts two things in one.
You and me both, brother. I had Sibby Barton, who is the head of their esports program down at Michigan, and I told her I was giddy because U of M's my school. Like, I love U of M, and I was like, I can't believe I'm talking to U of M. They're on the podcast. If you want to catch it, but yeah, Sibby and the program there is definitely doing a lot of work and a lot of hard work to get themselves up to the varsity program. But what do you guys? Would you guys be interested in an esports degree at a college?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What aspects of it? Like I asked Eric.
Well, I think that, it's really important as far as if you want to participate in esports to be able to know what how to do your team and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I'm right with you. Is there now? I know Ferris is getting a new program in a building, and they're going to have an esports minded degree. I think not next fall, but 2023, which is going to be huge. But there's a lot of programs other than that too. Like, I know a lot of them deal with cybersecurity. I know, Eric, you were interested in Overwatch. One of the biggest Overwatch schools right now is down towards Midland in Northwood. And Cody said a lot of it is cybersecurity. A lot of cybersecurity interest when they get Overwatch kids or they get esports minded kids in general, they head to the cybersecurity stuff, kind of for that future where they look at that. All right, now I have to ask this question, and you guys can chime in here wherever you want. But how cool is it that you're part of a school that is breaking walls down when it comes to high school esports? Like I said, or like we've mentioned, you guys are an island, but how cool is it to be a part of an esports program in a school?
It's pretty cool, even though it was a pain in the butt to get here.
I can understand that.
And at the same time, it doesn't feel like we are, but we are.
Right, yeah. I mean, I again, 100% completely agree. What do you guys think?
I think it's cool
What do you find super cool about it?
that we have an esports team.
We're such a small school.
Yeah, I'm a small school.
Right. I mean, you guys literally are laying the foundation for other schools to do what you guys are doing. You guys are the first of the crop, And who knows? 50 years into this, all right? Let's say 50 years, you guys are out on your own doing your video game thing, right? Okay? Or maybe not video game thing. But you look back on it, Marion High School, where you guys were, being a forefront leader in high school esports. I mean, that's pretty cool to think. And your coach being one of the first high school coaches out there doing his thing, both coaches. And Mr. Gingrich is like, yeah, sign me up. I'm all part of it. Like, that is something you guys will always have to look upon and being, kind of the pioneers, if you will, of this industry, because there's not much out there when it comes to high school. So I think it's super cool.
That foundational piece is pretty cool in my head. Just being even if we are not super competitive this year,
right?
The fact that we are laying the foundation for a program that is going to exist into the future. Whether Eric, you've done this for 2 years, John, who comes back to help us after school on game days, was only in it for 1 year. Or these guys here who are, this year and next year, we may not see those league successes this year,
right?
But where this program could go because of what they did, I think that's pretty cool.
What I think is super cool is that the fact that, one, you guys are doing it, but two, that you're not going to be the best off the hop. But do you see this as something kind of dragging kids in from other surrounding districts? Like, do you, because you guys are the only ones, do you see kids, could you see kids coming from Cadillac or McBain or anywhere else to play some esports? I mean, I feel like, to be honest with you, as a kid in high school not having that yet, I feel like that's a big draw.
Mm-hmm.
You think you could have? You think you could maybe steal a few kids from Cadillac?
Yeah, I think the extracurriculars that a district offers definitely does go into a student and parent's decision on where they either move or enroll their child. So we have an esports team if you want to play video games after school.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you have
Marion's
so many
got it.
surrounding communities. It's not not hard for a kid to travel to school. I mean, how far is McBain from you guys? 9 miles? Not even?
Yeah, down the road.
Yeah, right down the road. Cadillac's what? 10, 15 miles? I mean,
Yep.
so it's not hard. I mean, we had kids doing that for hockey because we only had one of the only hockey programs at the time when I was in high school. So we had kids coming from McBain and, you know, surrounding areas that wanted to play hockey. And it was like, hey, dude, we have esports. Come over here. Come play some games for us, you know, and get a scholarship, go to school. I mean, that's a cool thing to me. I just wish it was an option when I was in school.
I wish it was an option when I was in school and I graduated in 2018.
See, that's how new it is, man.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it's just so new. And it's just like you guys are blazing the path and everyone's like, what is going on here? But people don't understand how big this is. Like, esports is massive, and it's just now starting to be born in the United States and let alone Northern Michigan. And it, like Northern Michigan does, we lag 5 to 10 years. So it'll be in full force here very shortly, I promise you. But take me through, all of you, take me through what a practice looks like or what you do to prepare for games and matches.
Well, my mom takes me to school at 5, 6 in the morning.
Yeah, there you
to
go.
practice. So that's one reason why she doesn't like it. But
So wait, you practice at 6 in the morning?
yeah, we come to school. Mr. Mayer lets us in. Usually it's only like 1 or 2 of us, but we still get it practicing.
Yeah,
It's
so
also
I set it up as kind of a 0 hour on Mondays,
Oh.
Wednesdays, and then game days are Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4. So we practice for an hour and then we get into our match. But Monday and Wednesdays are early mornings. And part of that is because, as I mentioned earlier, small school, we all wear a lot of hats.
Right.
And it was hard to have practices with cross country and robotics and everything else that we do. So yeah, 0 hour, which is, you know, kind of ironic since video game has this, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? This image of we stay up late and don't get to bed on time. But then
Now you're getting up at all mornings an hour to play video games. Yeah.
yeah.
So side tangent, I'll let the rest of you answer in here in just a second. But so 0 hour, I had 0 hour weightlifting in high school. But does it count? Does you guys 0 count as a credit or no?
It doesn't. I just call it that because
I mean, it really is 0 hour.
get there when it's dark.
Yeah, like that's what I would have to arrive at 7 o'clock in the morning for weightlifting. But I got out an hour early. I didn't have to take a 6 hour. I had a 0 hour, which counted. But I was like, okay.
No,
But
those
anyway.
2 guys in cross country were there at 6, and then because all of our schools are so far away that we compete at, sometimes those meet buses didn't get back until 7 or 8, so they were at school for 6 a.m. to 8 at night. They were long days, but
Hey, long days, but you know what? You guys are the pioneers. So, rest of you, take me through your day. What's it look like?
So I try to wake up at 6 a.m. Normally it doesn't happen because I'm up until 2 a.m. playing video games.
You and me both, Eric. You and me
But-
both. Bro.
On game days, normally I have sports, so I get everything set up around 5 minutes before game time.
Mhm.
And that's probably gonna still happen. I think there's only been one time I got set up at before 3:30
Right.
because it was so busy.
Right. I mean, you have a normal school day, let alone, you know, everything else that's going on. What about you, Coach Gingrich?
I mean, I work here as the IT guy, so I just kind of wait until it's time.
So you basically work IT through, you know, the normal day, but
Yeah.
you're there for practices and whatnot, correct?
Yeah, sometimes when they need me to watch if Mayer's not here,
Right.
or if I just want to sit in.
Now, side question for you, Coach, is do you want to like not move on just yet, but are you looking to maybe, you know, bump Mayer off and be a head coach somewhere or possibly at a college or anything like that?
No, I'm thinking about going back to college for gaming, honestly.
Yeah.
On my own time, like in 2018, when there weren't any esports at school,
Right.
I had to go out and find my own like teams online.
Right.
So I've been playing online and on teams for a few years now.
So what game interests you if you were going to move on to college with it?
Overwatch for sure.
Overwatch.
Yeah.
Well, if you need some ins, let me know. I know a lot of coaches around here that we've interviewed.
Awesome. Thank you, actually.
So, but I mean, you guys do have a busy day. I mean, that's an early schedule. 6 a.m. practice. How you guys like those?
I like them.
I like them too. It's a good way to start the day.
Yeah?
Yep.
I figured you guys wouldn't like them, but I mean, to be honest with you, it's not the worst part of the day. I would hate midnight practices,
But yeah.
Yeah.
I got used to waking up early and then playing Valorant and bothering my mother. So it's just same old to me now.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it yet. I wish we had 12 we had midnight practices because I know I can make it. I get texts from Trey every day at 5:45. Yo, you going? And I'll respond at 7. No.
No. No. All right, so I have to ask this too. This is kind of the last question here, but then we'll play a fun game after the fact. But what is your favorite thing about being a part of the esports program there at Marion?
Because it's so new and I feel like I'm being part of something big. Also, I like playing video games. So that's the best part, really.
Yeah.
It's a huge thing. You're not wrong. What about you, Eric?
When I sit down and watch my LED keyboard light up and I look next to me and I see all the other LED keyboards. It's probably the best part.
I love it. Coach Gingrich, Mayer, what about you guys? What's your favorite part about it, brother? You gotta have something.
Yeah.
I just think I'm honestly just jealous that I didn't have this when I was in school.
Right? You both. Coach, what about you? What's your favorite thing about esports there, Marion?
I really liked seeing the different demographic of student that is interested in games. There were some practices where we had people who were just kind of hanging out in the school waiting for something else to happen that joined us in the media center to play a round or two. And the types of students that sat down next to each other and were on a team working together is not what you would normally expect with high school cliques and groupings and stuff like that. And that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing about esports. And that's, what I hear from coaches all around, whether it's high school, even pros, or even college, is this isn't something that, is restricted to one type of person. And the cool thing about esports in general is, you have guys and girls on the same team. And that's like the only sport in general where you have that. You might have one or two people that kind of cross the mold. And I had a female on my baseball team, on my JV year. But, I mean, you don't see that in traditional sports. You have anybody and everybody, whether they're, kind of the hermit crabs, if you will, or the social butterflies, any race, any gender, whatever it is, you have everyone playing esports. And that, to me, is a huge thing because they communicate without thinking about who they're communicating with. And, they're not worried about that. This is video games. They are communicating, they're building, they're trying to win. They don't care who's sitting next to them, unless there's someone better, hey, we might swap you out. No, I'm joking on that. But that's the big thing with esports is everyone just seems like a cohesive group, which you don't see all the time. And I love the fact that video games does that. And that's a huge part of esports, especially in high school.
It was a big draw for, Trevor, you're new this year to our district, right?
Yeah.
What do you think when you found out that there were video games offered as a...
I didn't know that we had video games when I first joined the school.
Yeah, and what did you think when you found out that
I thought it was pretty cool that we had video games to play after school.
Where were you before this, Trevor?
I was in Flushing.
Flushing? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're downstate.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, is that a big change for you?
Yeah, it is.
And so, did they have video games down in Flushing or no?
Yeah, we did. We played video games after school a couple days.
What's your favorite game?
Command and Conquer.
Command and Conquer. That a boy. I love that game. That's a throwback, dude. I love Command and Conquer. I had it on PlayStation when it first came out, and I was using cheat codes, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I play on PC.
Yeah. To be honest with you, anything anymore, PC is kind of the way to go. I'm not gonna lie because you get all the frames and it's just so much smoother and just seems so much more fluid. But that's not a knock on consoles because consoles are getting better. Yeah. So, all right, now we've gotten to the fun portion of the show, okay? You might have thought that was fun, but this is going to be even funner. I'm just going to randomly fire some questions off with you guys, and you can give me your answers. It's just 10 random questions. You don't have to give me like super descriptive answers or anything like that, but they're just random questions that you guys can go ahead and fire off. Everybody can partake in this, so we'll just wait until everybody gives an answer. But the first question is, Bowser is barking, my Newfoundland. I don't know why he's barking, but he's barking. The first question is, what is your favorite console or what is your favorite platform to play on? Console or PC?
PC.
Console.
I play console.
Console?
PC.
PC. Yeah.
I play
PC,
both.
guys. So, all right, so now the side question to this is, what is your favorite console, guys, that are console dudes? What is your favorite platform in general? Like Nintendo?
I like PlayStation.
What was it?
PlayStation.
PlayStation? Oh, man, you guys are PlayStation.
I like Xbox.
Yeah, that a boy. There's my Xbox boy in the back.
Bro, the DS.
I
The
grew up
DS?
on that.
Hey, the
So
DS
did I.
is the DS is a
I
great
had
console.
a 360.
It is.
I mean, I had a DS and I had some really good games for that DS. I'm not gonna lie, that was a great game or a great console. All right, so now I have to ask, what is your favorite game? Question number 2: what is your favorite game of all time?
Overwatch.
It's my favorite game of all time. It's not any of the games we play, but
Well, that's fine. It could be any game that you want.
Command and Conquer is my favorite game. Red Alert 2.
Red Alert 2, that's a good game. I like that one. What about you, Coach?
Fallout for sure.
Fallout. All right, what about you, Chris?
I like to slay some evil and Diablo.
Diablo. Oh, I got a fellow
that game.
Diablo dude up there. All right. What about you, Eric?
It's Overwatch.
Overwatch for sure.
Yeah.
You don't want to change your answer?
No, but it's all I play. It's a dead game, but I can't.
Doesn't
stop
mean it's your
playing
favorite, dude.
Doesn't mean that
It
your
is.
favorite, Eric.
See, I was pro in Fortnite, but that is not my favorite game. My favorite game of all time has to be GoldenEye for the N64.
Classic.
It's a
Classic
classic
game.
game.
I was like 5. I played that.
I never
It's-
played it, but I heard it's good.
Oh, the thing is, so you guys aren't old enough for this, but when you get the opportunity to play that game, but that changed multiplayer and how it just, first person, and you couldn't do lands yet, but there was 4 different sections of the screen. Me and my buddies would have random sleepovers and we'd stay up all night, Mountain Dew cans everywhere, Dorito bags everywhere. We wouldn't sleep. We'd be like, it's 6 hours of just, battling each other with proximity mines and slappers.
Wait, can I change my answer?
Yeah,
I gotta go
go
with
for it.
Pokemon. I just
Pokemon.
realized
Yeah, there you go.
I just love playing Pokemon.
Yeah, there you go. See, I'm
It's
telling you.
Overwatch. It's Pokemon, and just under is Overwatch.
Yeah, I like it. See, there you go. See, I knew there was something hidden in there, Eric. I knew you had a favorite game that wasn't Overwatch. It could be any game. But Overwatch is a good game. For me personally, I just never really got into Overwatch. It just isn't my forte. But I know how people absolutely love Overwatch. Third question. I have to remember these because I left my question sheet at work. I am sorry, guys. So bear with me. The third question, if I'm not mistaken, was who? All right, cat or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs.
I'm a cat person.
Whoa, we got one
Hey.
cat person in there. Hey, you know what? It's okay. We love you the same, brother. But yeah, I have 2 dogs, Bowser and Koopa, respectively named after Mario enemies. But yeah, I'm the same way. The fourth question was, well, I don't know if this is gonna work. Do you guys all have cars? Like, do you guys own vehicles, drive vehicles?
I do.
No.
All right, so this one might be for Eric and the coaches, but first vehicle that you owned.
I drive a 2001 Subaru Outback.
Hey, that's a good car right there. That's a nice sturdy vehicle.
Yeah.
Coach Gingrich, what was your first vehicle?
A 2007 Dodge Nitro.
Really?
Hey, I remember those
Oh.
Nitros. They weren't around very long, but I remember them.
No. As it should be.
Coach Mayer,
Ford Taurus.
you had a Ford Taurus?
Oh, early 2000s.
Oh, you had the alien eyes, dude. The bug
Yes,
eyes
I did.
Ford Taurus. Dude, those things were ugly, but hey, they got the job done. Done. I had a 1989 Ford Probe. It was flip up lights. It was like kind of wasn't really a sports car, but it wanted to be a sports car. Oh, my grandma owned it before me. It just tells you it wasn't. It was a reliable car. Was that fourth question? Yeah, sure. Fifth question. Man, I have to remember all these. See, now I'm so lost because I don't have my sheet to go off. One of the random questions I do have here is, all right, this one's out of left field. I can remember this one distinctly, but this one's out of left field, all right? So you have to think about this one, all right? Would you rather be attacked by one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horse? Or wait, I did this wrong. Sorry. Would you rather be attacked by one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
How big are the ducks we talking about? Are they ducklings? Like whenever people ask this question, I'm like,
Yeah.
Are they like?
Well, it's in the question. So there's one horse-sized duck. So that's a horse size. That's
A horse-sized duck.
A horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses.
100 duck-sized horses because it's cuter. And I can kick. I can.
Yeah.
I'm a cross runner. I can kick for days. Like it's just wah, 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 wah.
I'd rather be attacked by a giant duck, though. I think it'd just be cooler.
That'd be cooler.
Ducks, though?
Yeah, but like you can eat.
Like a
It can
duckling.
eat you.
Like when I think about
giant
I think of,
horse
like,
duck.
giant duckling. I don't think about it.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That sounds scary.
I don't care. I'll die. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either.
Coach Mayer, what do you got on this one? What's
I'll
your
take
intake?
the numbers over the size.
All right. Is there any particular why? Size reason why?
I think I could, as Eric said, outrun small things. I don't think I could outrun a large.
All right. See,
Large.
I've gotten so many
Yeah.
random questions
went
or
fast.
random answers to this because some say I could climb a tree, get away from 100, duck-sized horses, or some say they'd horse whisper the duck. I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, I get it.
That's true.
That's true. You could. You literally could. So what is your? Oh, this was the other question. Question 6 now. What is your go-to snack while in the middle of a gaming session?
Ooh. Fudge bar. Like ice cream. I
Fudge
like
bar.
ice
Ooh.
I'm very messy.
That's too sticky, bro.
Ooh,
Popcorn.
but hey,
It's all-
fudge bars, if you do it correctly, are great and you don't get sticky.
That's true.
Popcorn's
That's true.
good.
You just eat.
Yeah. Popcorn's a good one. Yeah, popcorn is a good go-to.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's probably not the best thing, but I'm eating myself some pizza rolls.
There you go, dude. Totinos. Yeah. If
Heck
I could have
yeah.
them for a sponsor, I would. Give me all the pizza rolls.
Bunch of-
Coach Gingrich, you prefer a snack?
I probably like Cheez-Its or like Goldfish.
Yeah, there you go. Crackers are always a good
Easy.
way to go. Coach Mayer?
Yeah, it's Cheez-Its for me or anything that's a bag of chips that's open in the pantry.
Yep. I like that one. Number 7. Oh, favorite movie or TV show?
Ooh.
Okay,
Star Wars.
my favorite TV show is All American on Netflix.
All American?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Um,
I'll have to check
you
it out.
should.
All
Or
right.
Cobra Kai.
Cobra
Like,
Kai is a good one. Now, have you
It's
seen
awesome.
Karate Kid that it's based off of?
Yes.
Okay, good. Atta boy, you've seen a classic.
Yeah.
Sweep the leg. What about any other ones?
Star Wars is my favorite movie.
Star Wars, yeah, can't go wrong. Now,
I
what's
like
your
the Mandalorian.
That's okay.
Mandalorian? Mandalorian is a good show. It's
Yeah.
a good show. Now, I have to ask, Trevor, what is your favorite? Is it the first 3, the second 3, or the last 3?
The first 3.
The first
I
3.
like the originals.
The OG. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it. Mr. Gingrich, what about you?
My favorite TV show would be Scrubs.
Scrubs is a good
Yeah.
show.
I've seen it.
Or Goonies for my movie.
Oh,
I absolutely
yes.
love
The
Goonies.
Goonies.
I knew I liked you guys for a reason. You're naming classics right now.
The
Scrubs.
Goonies is good.
Goonies is a. If you haven't seen Goonies, I don't know if we can be friends because
My mom
Goonies
always
is great.
watches Goonies every time it's on.
It's so good. It's a Spielberg classic that you cannot pass up once it's on. Like you're exactly right. If you're flipping the channels, I'm like, I stop and I watch Goonies. It is so good. It is so good. What about you, Coach Mayer?
I'm gonna go with a superior science fiction of Star Trek over Star Wars.
Whoa, dude.
I
Now
like
here's
Star Trek.
you're going with the
That's
OG
gross.
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Oh wow. I don't even know if I can get on board with that one, but OG Star Trek is. I mean, I will say, was it the odd
The
ones?
motion
Are the
picture was
good-
horrible, but everything after that was.
I mean, I will say, the Next Generation.
Yeah.
I watched that all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
I always watch that, and I
Correct.
will say, the new Picard show that is on Paramount Plus. That is a good show too.
I agree.
Very good show. So I will. Okay, we can be friends. I'll give you that one. Number 8. I don't remember. I think I said what was your favorite guilty pleasure, but we can go with it. I randomly wrote this in there. Do you guys have any random guilty pleasures? Like for me, I'll give you an idea. For me, I grew up during, the late 90s. I was in my teens, and you weren't supposed to like boy bands, right? I was supposed to be new metal, but I love me some Backstreet Boys and NSYNC. So that's my guilty pleasure. When they come on, I crank it and I sing. That's just my guilty pleasure. Do you guys have anything kind of like that?
I can't really think of one, actually.
No guilty
My
pleasures.
music one.
Wait,
my music
I
was
got
30
one.
Seconds to Mars. That
Oh,
was
30
a
Seconds
long
to Mars?
time ago.
Oh yeah.
But I'm more of a metal. But for some reason, that band is pretty solid.
You do. 30 Seconds to Mars is good. Jared is a very talented human being. He can act and he can sing. Their new stuff even catches me, even though it's not even what it used to be.
My guilty pleasure thing is eating Doritos while gaming.
Oh yeah, cheesy fingers.
Yeah, it's one thing, like it's so bad but so good.
Chips and cheese.
I play Overwatch.
That's a guilty
That's
pleasure.
a guilty pleasure. I like it.
That's deemed as a guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's guilty pleasure. Trevor, what were you cringing for with the cheesy fingers? Is that why you were cringing?
No thanks.
No thanks. All right, last fun question here I got for you guys. All right, take your time and think of this one through. All right, so first of all, I do want to say thank you for being here and taking the time out and talking to me. And this will be all on the One Up XP show. We'll get the podcast out there so everyone can hear you guys' story. But the last question I have for you guys is, anywhere in the world, where are you going?
I want to go to Japan.
That's actually a very popular answer with gamers.
I know. It's just like such a cool place. That
It's
like,
the culture.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? You think that's
It's
the draw?
It's like
Yeah.
the aesthetics and culture.
Yeah, culture.
So is that all three of your guys' answer down
I
there?
would say Japan. Yeah.
Japan?
I would say Texas.
Texas?
Yeah.
Why Texas, Trevor?
I want to go to Texas.
Why Texas?
I have cousins that live down in Texas.
Ah, family. Okay.
Family.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. All right. What about you, Eric?
I'm probably gonna go back to the Philippines.
Ooh.
I just love the weather. Everyone is so nice.
Yeah.
Even though they can't speak English, I fit right in.
I mean, the Philippines is really nice. I have not been there, but I've been to Hawaii, and Hawaii to me was something just like, I love Northern Michigan. Growing up here and being born and raised here, I love the 4 seasons, even though winter can get long sometimes, and I think we can all agree. But like, if I had to move somewhere and I had to live somewhere else, Hawaii would be my choice, just because it is so nice. The water's 85 degrees, like. It is just so nice. The tropical, like, I'm not talking Florida. Like, Florida is for the birds. I don't like Florida all that much, even though I like Disney World. I'm not a huge Florida dude. But Hawaii, woo, that has me written all over it. What about you, Coach Mayer?
I'm going to brag a little bit. I lived in Hawaii for 3 years while I was in the Marines, so it is a very nice place to live.
He's a Marine boy, so he was in Hawaii. Dude, agree with me. It's nice.
It is very nice. I love the hiking. But American Samoa, another Pacific island that I visited a couple of times. I love that place. So it would be on a plane to American Samoa.
Why? Why did you like American Samoa?
The culture is incredibly laid back and relaxed, and it's a pleasant place to be around, a pleasant place to interact with people, and just a beautiful island.
I love it. I love it. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. I really do appreciate it, guys. I will be by, and we'll catch up again in the next few seasons, and we'll see how you guys are doing. But guys, you can always check out, for those listeners, you can check out the podcast anywhere you stream podcasts, but you can check Marion out. You can check out their MyStuff, the website, and you can keep track of them on there. They also are on Twitter. MyStuff is, you can check out all of that. And then also Eric's Twitch and also Twitter at the bottom of the screen. So you can check those out and keep track. I'm sure he'll keep you posted about what's going on with Marion Esports there. Coach Mayer, Coach Gingrich, athletes, thank you guys for so much for taking the time out and talking to me. I know it's a late day for you. We found that out. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.